Hello, guys. Welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. Today, we will be looking at a multi agent in Copilot Studio. So, the sales agent we created in the other video, which is part one of this, now we will extend this agent and enrich it using Fabric Data Agent to get information about customers, relevant customers. So, let's just jump straight into this. So, what is a multi-agent architecture and how does multi-agents work in Copilot Studio? Let's look at this example.
When a query or trigger comes in from Teams, Copilot for Microsoft 365, a custom web app, email, or any other channel, it first reaches the main orchestrator agent. In this case, it's the hub-side agent. The orchestrator doesn't answer everything by itself. Instead, it decides which specialist agent should handle the request. Each specialist agent is focused on a specific area, like customer data, SharePoint knowledge, or analytics, and it only uses the sources relevant to its domain. For example, a specialist agent for SharePoint sites answers only from those connected sources, updates automatically, and can even function as its own child or connected agent. The orchestrator sends the question and context to the right specialist, receives the response, and then delivers the answer back to the user through the same channel they started in. This approach means you're not relying on one super agent to know everything. Instead, you've got a network of copilots, an orchestrator at the center and specialist agents around it, each doing what they do best. Together, they provide precise, scalable, and reliable responses. That's the power of multi-agent in Copilot Studio.
So, in the presented architecture, you saw the specialized agents, and these agents can come in either child agents or connected agents. So, let's look at what child agents are.
A child agent is like a lightweight assistant that lives inside your main agent. Think of it as a sub-agent that helps organize tasks without needing to stand on its own. You'd use child agents when you want to group tools, instructions, or knowledge into smaller, clearly defined pieces, all within your larger agent. They're perfect when you don't need separate authentication, complex deployment, or independent publishing. In other words, child agents are meant to stay inside. They aren't designed to be reused across multiple agents. So, whenever you need a simple, contained way to break your main agent into smaller helpers, that's when child agents shine.
With child agents now explained, let's take a look at the connected agents and then we will jump into Copilot Studio and start building the whole architecture of the sales agent.
A connected agent is a full-fledged, independent agent. Unlike child agents, it doesn't live inside your main agent. It stands on its own. You'd use connected agents when different teams or developers need to manage agents separately, or when you want to publish them independently across multiple channels. Each connected agent has its own dedicated configuration, its own authentication, and even its own lifecycle management. Most importantly, connected agents are reusable. You can plug them into different solutions, share them across teams, and scale them beyond a single parent. So, whenever you need independence, flexibility, and reusability, that's when connected agents are the right choice.
So the current architecture looks like this. There is no connected agent, there is no child agent, it's just a trigger. This is an automated agent where the trigger starts the agent and then the sales agent actually, let's see, I think there is one more thing here. Yeah, the sales agent just creates an item in in a SharePoint list, and it also sends a Teams card to the seller who is responsible for the customer when the email arrives. But now we will be creating a sales agent that is the orchestrator. Then we have the Fabric data agent where we'll be checking towards internal company data and see if we've had sales with this company before and if there is potential for any upsell. And then we have public information agent that will scrap the web and give us external information about this company. And then there's the summary agent that will summarize everything and sends it to the seller. And it will also, the goal is that it will draft an reply email so that the seller needs to just approve the email and it will be sent to the company. So we are now in the sales agent, which we built in the other video. And this agent, let's just have a quick walkthrough of the agent, is a sales support agent. It uses generative orchestration. The agent's model is GPT 4.0. We can change this, but do it later. The role is that it just supports the sales the sellers. A new email arrives, the agent is triggered, the trigger is down here when a new email arrives in my inbox. And then we do have this, it retrieves the information and stores the information in SharePoint. And now we have something important here, which I've already added. So I would enrich via child agent. So we have the Fabric data agent, we have the public info agent, and the summary agent. So this will compose these outputs, and then it will send a summary to the teams for seller review, and it will also draft an email, which I will use a tool later on to show you this in another video where we will set up the tool and how we can use tools to, not tools but connectors, which are of course part of tools, to send this email. Okay, so that's it. We do have the documents here. These are the sales documents. We could have moved this to an agent which is specialized in the documents, but I would not do that now. Our main goal today is just to connect to the Fabric data agent, and I will show you step by step how to do this. So make sure you do have Fabric F2, and once you have this F2 capacity, you will be able to create a data agent. And as you can see here, this is of course loading, so didn't get time to refresh, but now it will be here. So once it's here, you will see that I do have the agent here, and I can ask questions. The agent is published, and most important of all, you do have agent instructions here too. So make sure you have the right instructions here. You can test the agent from here. Let me just use that same question and see what we have. We get here. So while this is loading, let's move back to, oh, it's already working. This is fast. Here is the data. Remember to choose your data before publishing. AI instructions can be done from here, and you can publish from here. And there are some things that you have to, requirements that you have to fix in the admin center to get this agent to work with Copilot Studio. But that I will link to that in the document in the description. So let's go back to our agent, and we now want to add a new agent. We will have to navigate here and add. So once you do this, you will see this create an agent. You will see Copilot Studio, which is also an agent, and then you will see Fabric. So as you remember, they are child agents which will be connected connected, and then you have the real child agent. So this is a child agent, and this is a connected agent. So Microsoft Fabric is a connected agent. So let's start with this. I do have to create a connection and create a connection to the Fabric data agents. Once this is done, you will have the agents and the workspaces that are available for you, and you will just connect from here. So I can see the name, the sales data agent is the name. Let's see. So my workspaces should appear here in a minute. Let's go. It's going African time on me, huh? Let's see. Whoop, and it's there. So I can explore here. I have data, I have the different workspaces, and I already see my agent here. So I can choose my agent and next. Yeah, this agent. Okay, the description is not working, so I will just push through it and then we will add the description later. But this is how you add the Fabric data agents. And from there, we will have our fast connected agent. Then we will have to create two child agents, which will live inside our sales support agent as a, it will live inside there as a component or a part of the agent. But this Fabric agent lives in Fabric. So it lives here and we have to connect it. That's why it's a connected agent. So let's go back to the Fabric agent. It's here. We have the agent ID, the workspace ID, and we also can add additional details. You can, agent may use this tool anytime. Okay, that's okay for me. And I want the end user credentials to make sure that each user who uses this agent will be authenticated. But in this case, I will just use make a provided credentials since I will be running it autonomously. This looks good. This is the tool name you can see. The sales data agent will help you navigate sales by customer and emails and other sales related to it. Fantastic, save. The description comes from Fabric. So now let's add a child agent. We do have one connected agent from Fabric, and let's create this web search agent that we will be using to just collect information from the web, because we don't want to turn it on to turn this on the autonomous orchestrator agent. So let's add this here. Yeah, that's it. So I do have the description here. You are a web summary agent. Your task is to gather, yeah, relevant. Okay, no, this was the wrong part. I just have to add instructions here. Yeah, and you are web summary agent, and your task is to gather relevant information. The instructions are here, and there's restrictions. So this looks good. I will just take the name here and add it to the web summary agent. And this agent will be picked. The orchestrator should route to this agent. So quickly explain this. This description is for the orchestrator to actually use this agent to do whatever you are asking for. So how here we want to do the web summary. So we are asking the orchestrator to route us to this agent and get the web summary of the company. So if you have some advanced things that you want to focus on, you can also choose to put in some variable. If you have a global variable that you need to use here, or a system variable that you want to bring in here and have a condition, you could do that and add a couple of conditions. You could also add knowledges. So if SharePoint was there, we could add some SharePoint here. And after that, you can also add prompts. That looks good. Save. And now we'll create the last agent, which is the summary agent. So I made some quick changes to the web search agent, which became the public info agent. And let me go back now. We have the sales data agent and the public info agent. And now let's create the synthesizer, like the agent that will put together everything and actually send this to the seller and create an email draft. So in this, we will be using tools inside this agent, but the goal is that the orchestrator agent will pick this agent based on let's see, based on the fact that the two other agents have enriched the company information from the web and also from our internal fabric. So what we could have done is we could have connected to the Salesforce MCP server or SAP and get this information. It doesn't have to be fabric. You could set up an agent for each of this and actually enrich with the data from each of these different data sources. So this is just to show you what you can do with the multi-agent architecture. So this is there, and instructions. I don't need anything there, so I do have the instructions here. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, you are the summary agent, and let's see, summary agent, and your role is to combine the output from the fabric data agent and the research agent, or the public info agents in this case. So what we will do now, this is important because to make it even better, you will be, let's see, we don't have the other agents here. So let's just do this and do public info agents. And this looks good. The output is a Teams card and the email draft. So for the Teams card, let's just go here and in tools, just add a tool and Microsoft Teams. Don't leave, and post a card in a chat or channel. So I will just post the card. So once you add the card, it will appear down here. So I will not leave. I have to save this. Never leave without saving, of course. And we do have to change the card and make sure that, let's see, it works in here. So let's see, tool. Yeah, dynamically postcard request, dynamically fill with AI. This looks good. Let's just add the description of the card. So once you've added the card, you do have to change some of the things just to make your life a little bit easier. So I just decided to post as the Flowbot and then post in chat with Flowbot so that I get the chat as the seller or the person responsible for the sales. So we do have to describe this. So this is a small description that says it should automatically send to the email recipient, who is the seller in this case. It should have the customer request, relevant company product details, and proposed next step. And post a card in a chat with seller. That looks good, and let's save this. Yes, so guys, we have added the card that will be sent in Teams. We've added the agents, and now we just need to add the send an email. And let's see, I think we have it here. Office out 365 Outlook. Don't leave, just always close this. And we want to use the V2 to send the email. So we have collected the data, we have scrubbed the web for all the information we could get about this company, and we've also used our internal Fabric knowledge to just enrich this agent with more data. And now we are going to give this data back to the seller so that the seller doesn't have to look for all of this data. So add and configure. And what we'll do here is we will just tell the summary agent to use this tool and send an email. So in the summary agent, we do have two tools now. And as you can see here, don't leave. So send an email, don't leave, open. Okay, then, oh, I forgot to save there. Let's see. Okay, so to dynamically fill with AI, yes. So all we have to do is we don't need to do anything here. I could put this to myself, but I don't need to do it. So I will just explain in the description what it will do. So what we have done is just change the name, send an email to recipient seller and the description of the tool, and let's then save the tool. Once the tool is saved, we can go back to our agent and let's see, and go back to our summary agent. And what we need to do now is to add how in the email here. We just need to add here. We just need the rules. Always generate drafted email to the internal and draft address to the original recipient of the incoming email, and then this will be sent to the seller for the summary. And do not send emails directly. We could do this with an approval flow, but for this case I will just send it to the seller. So save this, and once it's saved we will test the agent. You already see I've tested it here and it works really well. I will just show you the flow of how it worked last time I tested it. Let me just take you through this flow. The agent should be triggered in here as an autonomous agent. Let's see. Yeah, it should run here. Yeah. So this is the one last. Let's refresh again, and it should come in here. And once it comes, then we can look at the output. But however, let me just take you through the workflow using a trigger that has already happened before. So we do have this. The agent will of course take some time to run in the background, but I have here triggers. You can test the triggers. As you can see, 833, 834, that's the one that just happened. So let's start testing with this one. And as you will see now on the screen, the agent will start running and I will track between the topics, not the topics, but between the agent. And you will see that the Fabric data agent will be started and the customer will be added to the SharePoint list that we already had in the last in the last agent. And then the web search agent will be invoked, and then we will invoke the summary agent that will send the sales the team's card and the email. Let's see. So let's look at the output of this. Retrieve internal company history. Yeah, this is the query. Fabricam Corp using the email. This, while it's receiving, the public info agent is getting information. So all of this is running, and then once it's done, we will see some of the output here, and we will also get the adaptive card and the email. Yeah, of course, this will take some time because it's running a lot of the web search is running, the data agent is running in the background, and I also got a card from Teams here. Let's see. This is a company name Fabricam, size not specified, And this is true. This is what I expected. Opportunity summary: Maria from Fabricam is upgrading their CRM, highlight the benefits of the upgrade, provide detailed information. So this is to the seller, and this came automatically from the email that I sent. So this happened in the background while I was testing with you in the screen. So if we look at the screen, this is still working, but in the background, the activity actually went through, and we did get the email at the end. Yeah, as you can see here. So everything went as planned. You get the Fabric data agent receiving all the information for Fabric. The public info agent actually looked on LinkedIn. It actually has for 53 followers on LinkedIn. Wow. And then I have to use the Outlook connector, of course. I could have set a service account there. But to be honest, this is really good because I got the adaptive card, and I'm also getting the email, which will come to my user. Okay, Teams returned error, invalid JSON. Yeah, this will it will fix itself. But we already received one card because the agent, once since we are dynamically filling this adaptive card, it will actually just fix itself. So let's see here, allow this and go back here. You will see that it's still working. So it's still in progress. It means it's still working. And this is really good because we got the card after the error. It went and created the card again for the seller, and then now it's creating the email, which will be sent to the company, to Fabricam. So you can also see the emails here, which is complete. So Maria Lopez actually got an email. This is that says this, and the recipient seller. Let's see here, the recipient seller. Yeah. So this is a draft of an email. It didn't get sent, but this is the draft, and you will see that if we set in an approval here, the draft will be sent to the seller for approval, and from there the seller can just send the email. And to add on to that, we do also have the card here, so the seller gets the card, the email, and everything enriched from Fabric, the Fabric data. And I think we received the email. Yeah, of course, it tried to send, which is not supposed to do now, but we could have done this, automated that system. And as you can see in the agent, that Maria it's asking if she would like to schedule a discovery call to better understand the requirements. Please let us know your availability for a call. I would say this is quite good, to be honest. So depending on if you need an approval here, you can create the approval step. And once the approval is sent in Teams, you can accept the email to be sent. So what we have done now, we have set up this multi-agent architecture here with the Fabric data agent, with public info. Yeah, with a let's see, with a Fabric data agent, public info agent, and the sales yeah, and the summary agent. So this worked. You could have had a lot of other agents here that can get information from Salesforce and ServiceNow and other connectors, you name it, and use them as specialized agents. Thank you for this time, guys, and see you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you.